Hey guys, Mubarak here of In Penny Stock. Hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk about a very popular topic right now, and that is 5G stocks. Okay? 5G stocks are the new big trend that's going on. A lot of people are talking about it. I'm getting emails constantly about what the hot 5G stocks are. And so I want to talk about in this episode, what to look out for, what 5G even is, and what it can mean for you. All right, so what's going on now, right, is if you look at your iPhone, if you look at your smartphone, whatever phone you have, Google, etc., right now you're probably running on LTE or 4G, okay, and that's a great technology. It's much faster than what we've had in the last couple of years or in the last decade or so, slowly evolving over time, right? But now 5G is the next revolution, and it's going to probably come out in the next year or two. But essentially, 5G is going to allow for internet speeds and for streaming, downloading, everything related to data to occur 10x faster. All right, because you have to remember that when we're talking about these types of 3G to 4G, it's not just a one step up, right? Even though it's one number, it's actually an exponential raise. So the change from 4G to 5G is actually going to 10x everything. It's going to 10x how fast you can download your videos or movies. It's going to 10x how fast you can upload. It's going to 10x how fast different systems across the world and across the community are able to communicate with each other, right? And so what that means is that these big companies that are in the 5G realm are going to really, really change the world. And when they have such a strong impact, you're going to want to be a part of that. You're going to want to invest because what's going to happen is it's going to be cutting down the cost and expenses of almost everything, right? Imagine just take a small case of time. It's if you can 10x your time with everything related to data, now all of a sudden you're moving and doing things at a much faster pace, and that's going to lead to insane amounts of profits for these companies. Okay, so all of the companies that you can think of are already starting to get advantage and take advantage of the 5G realm, right? Cisco, Dell, Hewlett Packard, Intel, MasterCard, Marvel Tech, Nokia, Sprint, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon. Okay, those are the major ones. Those are the major ones that are being able to take advantage of 5G, right? And really it's because what's happening is um, you know, with the world moving towards data, with the world, finally getting internet, eventually, I believe in the next 5 or 10 years, everybody in the world is going to at least have access to the internet, right? And so any networking company, any storage company, all of these IT companies, once they have this 5G base and these 5G chips, it's going to be the most important growth factor and driver for their company. And it's going to insanely blow up in a good way all of their revenues and profits. So, how can we take advantage? You should definitely look to get started now to invest in the 5G stocks. All right. So start thinking about how around you, people and companies are going to be able to take advantage of it. The most basic ones that I recommend, and this is not investment advice, this is purely educational, is to look into the Verizon, the AT&T, and the Sprints of the world, right? The reason for that is because they already have such a great dividend yield. All right, let me actually pull up my portfolio. One of the main accounts that I use for long-term investing or just off-the-cuff investing is Robinhood. It's a great, great platform. It's not really recommended if you're going to be day trading, but if you want to just buy and sell pretty quickly, then and just kind of all, offhand, if you're at work, if you're traveling, you did some research on a good stock, then Robinhood comes in handy a lot. So I have hundreds and hundreds of shares of AT&T, and it makes up a large majority of my stock portfolio, but it's actually one of the best because it's going to lead the 5G revolution. And right now, as of the time of this recording, it has a 5.31% dividend yield. That's amazing, right? Because just for investing into this stock passively with the click of a few buttons, I can sit back and make 5% on my money year over year over year. And they paid over in quarters, and the balance sheet is super strong. I mean, that's a great buy, right? But just to hedge myself, I just wanted to buy all sides of the spectrum as well. So I'm also invested in Verizon, which has a 4% dividend yield, right? So like these companies, and that's also, that's going to shoot up because they had to spend so much money on the infrastructure, right? Every wire, all those telecommunication lines when you're driving, all the you have to think about just the sheer insanity of what it took to build these networks, right? The billions and billions, if not, it probably accumulates to $1 trillion, if not more by now, but that they had to spend in order to literally put up poles and wires from every part of the world at least, especially in the United States, Canada, everything is attached. Um, so Verizon and AT&T are probably super strong in that. I also have a small bit of holdings in Sprint. I don't really know if I'd recommend that right now. They don't currently have a dividend yield. And honestly, the only reason I would buy Sprint is if you think that one of the two major carriers, like AT&T or Verizon, is going to buy out Sprint. Those talks have been happening for years. So that's the only kind of interesting potential. But yeah, 5G is not something that you should sit on the sidelines for. It's just a really, really great opportunity, right? It's gonna hit smartphones the hardest. That's how everybody and their mother is gonna be able to see what impact this has. So when you're thinking about the smartphone realm of how 5G is going to impact us, then Apple and Ericsson, Ericsson is a stock ticker symbol ERIC. Those are going to do fantastic as well because Ericsson is most popular in China's market, and China's investing like 150 billion minimum just in 2020, I believe, in the 5G market. And so there, Ericsson has picked up about a third of China's mobile 5G network, and so they're going to be leading the charge there. So those are two really good companies. Apple's been killing it year after year after year, even after Steve Jobs. They have a small dividend, I think 1 to 2%. But again, these are just 5G is something that's coming. You're going to see it. You're going to feel it too. And, why not be able to make money off of it, right? That's the whole thing with this is being able to catch trends before they become a trend. That's what I try to do here at In Penny Stock. That's where the money is. Okay? Like Warren Buffett says, is that when everyone's buying, you need to sell. And when everyone's selling, you need to buy. And fortunately, the good thing is that with the 5G stuff, it's just becoming hot. So if you're listening to this now, you still have time to be able to make profits off of it because it's going to keep on once it gets released once our iPhones have it, then everyone and their mother is going to buy into 5G, right? But if you buy into it now, you're going to be able to passively profit off of that. So hope that makes sense. Definitely recommend getting into it. If you do have any further questions, always feel free to email me at admin, that's ADMIN, at inpennystock.com. If you have any podcast episode ideas or content that you want me to research or respond to or listen to, definitely reach out to me. I'm always interested in hearing what you guys like, what you guys don't like. And finally, we actually have a free trial going on at inpennystock.com where you can learn, the A to Z on how to get started trading. So if you haven't pulled the trigger yet on trading, or if you're still unsure about how to be a profitable or successful trader, whether you're working full time, whether you want to do it part time, and whether you want to do it while traveling, we have special segmented courses and videos all for those topics. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys next time.